Hey everyone, it's Jenny from Homestead Corner, and today I have for you a list of 20 things that you can do to get prepared for whatever is to come. You never know. We don't know what is going to happen. We're not sure. I love to hope for the best, and I always do. Hope for the best. But you got to prepare for the worst, because it's not going to be good if you're stuck in a situation and you don't know what to do. So prepare for the best, expect the worst. You're always ready that way. It's the best way to go. I love to be prepared. So I have 20 things here that you can do to prep for absolutely free. This won't cost you any money whatsoever. All right, so number one, bartering is huge. If you can learn to barter with your neighbors, barter with your family, friends, learn to barter and bargain about it. Try to get the best deal that you can get. I am currently bartering with one of my dear friends. She needs some honey, I need some mason jars. We're gonna make it happen. So that's a great way to do it. If they've got something you need and you've got something they need, figure out what's fair for both of you. So bartering is a really important thing. There's no money exchanged, you don't have to worry about paying taxes on it, and it's something you can do now, and it's a great skill to have if anything ever happens. All right, number two, get an emergency plan together. Again, this isn't going to cost you anything, and you want to, figure out what your emergency plan is. Your plan if you're going to bug in, your plan if you're going to bug out. Get your family on board with this. Talk to them about it. If A, B, or C happens, we need to do this. Just figure out what's going to work for your family and what's going to work for you, and work on getting that plan together, because it's good to have a plan, because in the heat of the moment when stuff goes down, we get nervous, we forget things. All kinds of stuff can happen. So it's really good to have a plan in place. All right, number three, make a home inventory list. And I don't mean you have to take a notebook and write down every single thing in your home, but go through what you have in your home. How is your pantry stocked? How is what's in the back of that closet that you never get in? Everybody's got that closet that it's like, or a pile in the basement. When you're going through this stuff, think about, what can I use this for in a SHTF situation? Right now it might look like a big pile of junk and you're thinking you should just toss it all. I have those moments all the time. But if you sit down and think about, how else could I use this? If SHTF happens, what can I use these items for? Buckets and maybe different things, a water bag or anything like that might be stored in the closet or the basement. Just going through everything and seeing, oh, I could use it for this, or I could use it for this. It really helps you identify, and it will trigger your memory. If you're ever in a situation and you need something like that, you'll be like, oh, I think I saw that somewhere. Let me go look. So that's a great thing to do, is just go through what's in your house. And then number four, forage. Learn about the plants around you, what's available, what their nutritional value is. Some plants obviously you can't eat, but there are a lot of plants that you can eat. And like, what kind of pine trees are near you? We have tons of eastern white pine, and I know that the pine needles make a wonderful tea, and they're really great for congestion, and there's all kinds of great stuff. So now is a great time to do research on that stuff. Take a walk around your yard, to the local park, you know, keeping your social distancing in mind. You know, we need to get out and get exercise during this time, and it's a great time to get prepared for what's to come, because we don't know what that's going to be. This could become wonderful and it could become absolutely horrible. We don't know. So it's good to be prepared, and no matter what happens, we'll be ready. And that's the important thing. All right. So number 5, workout. Now's a great time to work out, and it doesn't cost anything. I'm not talking about hitting the gym or anything. I'm talking about taking a bicycle ride, going for hikes, walking, building up your stamina. If you ever had to bug out and you don't, and it's not a situation that you can take your car, there's no gas, roads are closed, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. This is a great time to build up that stamina. So if you gotta book it through the woods, well, you'll be able to. If we're not in good shape, we're not going to make it out there. We've got to be in shape to do this stuff. So working out is a great thing. It's wonderful. Build up that stamina, get your body in good physical condition. If anything ever happens, you'll be ready. Okay, number 6. Learn a foreign language. And this is especially particular if there was a SHTF situation and you felt like you had to leave the country. If you went to certain parts in Canada and you don't speak French, you're going to have a really hard time. Or if you're on the southern border and you fled to Mexico, and you don't speak Spanish, again, you would have a really hard time. So learning a different language is an excellent idea, and now's a great time. And there are tons of things online where you can learn at least basics of it, so you can understand what they're saying, and you'll be able to ask for certain things if you need help, or you know, whatever you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a city and they have no idea what city means, then you know, you're gonna want to know their language. And if you live in the north, I definitely recommend learning French, and if you live in the southern part of the states, I recommend learning Spanish, because you know, you're probably not going to go from New Mexico up to Canada. You know, you're most likely, if you needed to leave the country, you're probably going to flee south. So I think that learning a language is a great thing to do, and it gives you, you know, it gives you more opportunity anyway. So definitely get learning. Okay, number 7, check your emergency plan for holes. You can go back, after you get your emergency plan done, go back through, take some time away from it, go back through it and see what is missing. Is anything missing out of there? We all miss stuff, and when you focus on it for too long, it's easier to miss stuff. So if you just take a step back, do something else for a couple days, and then go back at it, take another look at it and see what's missing, what can you add to this, how, you know, what else do you need in there that's going to help you in case you ever have to use this plan. All right, number 8, map out a bug out location. Just a hand drawing, write down keynotes, like if you have to take a left on Hancock Street or something like that. In emergency situations, we get flustered and stuff. We're in a hurry. We want to get there. We want to get to safety. This is just, it's human nature to get worked up about this stuff. So having it written down, this way you're not going to miss it. Put it in a plastic bag, put it in your bug out bag. Just, you'll have it, it'll be in there, you won't have to worry. And it's a great thing to have if you've got it all mapped out, even if you've made this trip a million times. Missing a street, missing a turn, it can cause us to lose minutes, seconds, hours. It could be, you could go way off before you really realize it. But but even just a couple seconds can be a matter of safety and not safety. So writing this down and being prepared and having that, even if you think you don't need it, it's great to have it in your bug out bag and to know that you have it. And in that situation, when tensions are high, you've got this to fall back on. Okay, number 9, do drills. Doing drills are going to help you be faster, know exactly what to do. Everybody's not going to be frantic, so if you do fire drills, getting in your safe room at home, let's see, what else can you do? Bug out situation, a bug in situation, anything like that. First aid drills, so you can, you know, oh my God, we've got a sprained ankle, how are we going to handle this? If you do this with your family, this is going to make everybody more at ease when something happens. Everybody's going to know what to do. They can all have their part. Maybe one person's going to grab the first aid kit, one person's going to wrap it because they're really comfortable with that and really good at it. You know, each person might have another part in your family. So it's really good to do these drills, and if everybody's more comfortable with it, they're used to trying it out here and there, then when something happens, they're not going to be so frantic, and it's going to be great for everyone. All right. Number 10, get free stuff with coupons. It is unbelievable the amount of stuff that you can get for free with coupons. And rewards programs and things like that. It amazes me. I used to do some pretty extreme couponing and we could eat for almost nothing. But and there are so many other things you can get like this. You can get toiletry supplies, first aid supplies. I can't tell you how many ace bandages I got for free at one point. I just kept finding them marked down and on sale with coupons, and you know, then your rewards program. And before you walk out, you're making money to take this stuff home. It's really, if you've got the coupon and you know there's a sale coming, and you know, if they have a rewards program, you can stack all this stuff together and get tons and tons of free products. If you have never done anything like this, one of my friends, Katahdin Cook and Mama's Homestead, Robin over there, she does couponing and she gets some fabulous deals. And she may pay pennies for a product, or she may get it for free, and sometimes she makes money on the products. So definitely check out some of her videos if you're interested in learning about couponing, and you can really get quite a stockpile for absolutely free by using coupons. So that's another great way to go. Number 11, getting free stuff from fast food places. They usually have all kinds of stuff out for you to take to use with your meal and stuff. I'm not saying stuff your purse with all the salt and pepper and ketchup and napkins or anything like that. But if you took a couple extra spoons or a couple extra forks or a couple packets, you know, each time you went in, it's not really going to be noticeable. You're allowed to take those things anyway. You know, don't jam your bag full. You know, you don't want to do that. Leave some for everybody else. But definitely, if you go into Wendy's or Jack in the Box or any of those places like that and you're getting a drink or whatever, take a couple extra napkins and a couple extra straws. You know, it's okay to do that. And that's a great way to stock things up, and it doesn't cost you anything. All right, number 12, harvest rainwater. I know harvesting rainwater isn't legal everywhere in the country, but you can set up like a small barrel, and even if you got enough water to water a garden or the flower beds out front, maybe some water to flush the toilet, wash the dog in, anything like that. Set up a couple of, you know, barrels or any kind of system that, you know, big totes work as well. But knowing how to set that system up is really important. If anything ever happens and you have to catch rainwater, you'll know how to do it, and it will make it so much simpler for you. It's when you are in a situation and you really need something, it's hard to think sometimes it's hard to think logically. It's like, well, I need water, but how am I going to do this? You know, it's 10 miles to the stream, but you know, you can set up a small something around your house just to catch a little bit of water, see how it goes, adjust it, tweak it, you know, get the best you can get out of it, you know, without getting in trouble with the law or anything like that. You don't want to do that. I know how crazy some of these places are. It's insane. Rainwater, I mean, who'd have thought you can't do that? That's insane. But, okay, number 13. Organize and label your preps. Reorganizing, if you've got stuff that you've stored away in your stockpile and you've got preps, emergency supplies, getting them organized so it's real easy to find. Like if you keep them in totes or buckets or whatever, it's gonna, if you go through it and reorganize it and label everything. Label, label, label. You can't have too many labels. If you have 20 things in this bucket, you know, first aid cream, bandages, ace bandages, you know, put them all on there. It's the first aid bucket, but on the side you could put a little sticker with just write what's in there, so you know exactly what's in that bucket. Okay, number 14, hide a cache in the backyard or in the woods or somewhere that is easy for you to access, and somewhere that's not, if you had to leave your home in a bug out situation, you may have to sneak back to get to this cache. So you can use just a tube, like a plumbing tube. What are they? Good Lord, my brain ain't firing. Just like a PVC pipe with a couple of end caps. You could like glue them on. You want this to be airtight. Put in there what you need. A little bit of cash, maybe some ammo, you know, seeds, something that you think you might need. And you can, it doesn't have to be big. It can be, the smaller the better. You want to be able to easily grab it and take off with it. But dig that hole and get it in the ground. It's not going to cost you anything. If you've got PVC pipe and you can seal off the ends of it so it's airtight, then you're going to be great. It may cost you a couple dollars for some end caps, but pretty much it's free. What you have in the house, things that you need, that you may want, bury it right where you know it is and nobody else knows it is, and you know, it'll be easy for you to get to if ever you have to. Okay, number 16, saving and reusing your plastic bottles and cans and whatever. Instead of just recycling everything and taking it to the recycle plant, look at those items and think about, how can I reuse these? You know, a lot of people will store rice and beans in soda bottles. You know, clean them out. You can take the labels off them, write on the bottle with a Sharpie, and it will stay on that plastic, and you can store it that way. That's a great way to do it. Put an oxygen absorber in it, close it up, and it's going to keep it nice and fresh. And they're really easy to lay on their side and stack up on a shelf or whatever. A lot of people do it that way. So, and you know, even like your coffee can, if you cut the top off, you can make a nice scoop with it. If you're got all your corn in a 50-pound bag, you can make a scoop out of old coffee, like a plastic coffee can. So look at different ways that you can reuse those products and, you know, save up some that you think you're going to be able to use. I'm not saying hoard everything, but save some up, because that way you have them, you know, a reasonable amount. All right, number 17. Learn how to tie knots. There are tons and tons of different knots out there, and I think it's really important to learn how to tie different knots. So if you ever had to make a net, could you? You know, it's one of those things where, you know, learning that skill, and there's so much information here on YouTube, you can literally search anything. So learning how to tie knots, I think, is a huge, huge thing for people to learn how to do. If you're ever in a SHTF situation, you are going to be able to do a lot of things with those knots that you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't know them. And having them stay secure is really important. If you're tying small ropes on a shelter, then you definitely want those knots to be secure. You don't want them coming apart, getting loose, coming undone, or anything like that. So definitely learning how to tie knots is a really great thing, and it doesn't cost you anything. 18. Practice fire starting. I think it's really important. Everybody, oh, I could start a fire, throw a match on a log and we're good. It's not always that easy. Practice it in different situations. When it's wet outside, how are you going to start it when it's wet? Are you going to, you know, learn the difference between using twigs, green branches, logs, whatever, you know, you're going to come across different situations where everything is not going to be perfect and exactly what you need or what you think you need. So try different situations of lighting fires. I think that's really important. Do it safely. You know, don't burn down the forest, but learning how to do different fires and, you know, with different kinds of things, what's available in that spot, because it's going to be different, you know, even 100 feet from where you are could be a different set of what's there. So learning fire starting, I think, is another really important thing, because no matter what, you're gonna need fire. You gotta cook, you gotta stay warm. That's one thing fire is super important. Number 19, build a shelter with what's in the woods. Go out back, go to someone's, if you don't have a big backyard, go to someone's house that they do have a big backyard, some trees and woods. Go out there and build a shelter. Something quick, something easy, something that's going to last you for at least a few days. So, you know, I'm not saying build a log cabin, although that's a great skill to have, but building a quick temporary shelter is going to be really important with what you can find in the woods. So, because you may have to, you know, bug out and you don't have any kind of tarp or anything like that. If you're in that situation and you don't have it, you're going to have the skills to make that. So going out and just practicing this and trying it, and, you know, take a bucket of water from the stream and dump it on top and see what happens. If you get soaked, well, you know, it's not waterproof. So try another method, but it's a great way to go. I think it's really important knowing how to build a small shelter. All right, a DIY portable toilet is another great thing. Learning how to do that, and it can be as simple can be. I mean, if you've got a 5-gallon bucket, a trash bag, and a pool noodle, you can make a portable toilet. You know, you can just cut your pool noodle the length that goes around the top of the toilet, cut a slice down one side, and fit it on the bucket, and it's a little cushiony at least. But just lining it with a trash bag, that way you can get the waste out and you're good to go. But even just learning something simple like that, or, you know, how to bury it when you're in the woods. How deep do you need to go? Where should you put it? You know, you don't want to attract animals, you don't want to attract other people. Learning how to take care of that human waste is another important skill. And that is it for my 20 free things that you can do right now to prep and be prepared for whatever's to come. Who knows? We never know. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!